God damn it. Wrong microphone select. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. But welcome back to Ragebrew's Q&A again. Where is the option for my microphone setting? Yeah, is that anywhere? No, that's the mute button. Ah, well, sorry. Using the lower grade tech for this one. Ah, Fat Sam, one of the trolls I summoned. Thank you for heeding my call. Coward. You call me a coward. And yet here I am having a live stream just for you. Oh, just for you, Fat Sam. Don't you feel special? Don't you feel like your existence has been validated? Isn't that what you want by being a troll? Well, here you go. I validate your existence by dedicating a stream just to you. Have fun. Ask me questions. Do whatever the fuck you want, little troll. Let's see if you can actually do something that matters with your existence instead of sitting on your ass, mocking others, and thinking you're top shit because you've done absolutely nothing to warrant it. Yes, those are cobwebs, Josh. I like spiders. I fucking love spiders. They are amazing creatures. And those cobwebs allow spiders easier access through my room to do their job, which is eat all the fucking insects out here. I live right next to a swamp. I get a fuck ton of mosquitoes every year trying to fly into my room. So the more spiders I allow for habitation in here, the uh, the easier time the spiders have killing them all. Oh, I shower too, sir. I'm sorry if you don't understand the concept of camping and how you do not have access to shower facilities when you are camping. I do a shower, we call it a fucking camp shower. It's where you take a wet wipe, the kind of thing you use to wipe a baby's ass with, and you go face, neck, pits, crotch, ass. You cover all the vital areas that you want to keep decontaminated, and yeah, you're clean in the important spots. So, yeah, I showered today because I had access to a shower. Really nice shower, too. I do love the fucking high up water faucet heads that allow me to stand directly underneath them because people do not make showers for people of my stature. Yeah, there are screens to keep mosquitoes out, and I've got a lot of windows. Oh, yeah. By the way, for all those fuckers who keep saying, clean your room, clean your room. Here, let's do a little, as far as this fucking camera can go, because, well, it is attached to my computer. Here we have the closet, which you can see shelf of stuff, trash can, couple of stands, crate of books, spot between the desk. Yeah, it looks like a little paper fell down there. The desktop, some bric-a-brac over there. Now, let's see. Not used to doing this kind of shit, so forgive me while I figure out exactly how to give a full view of this. But yes, if you notice, yes, a filthy floor. Blanket fell off the bed. Truly, I am living in squalor and a cesspit, and oh, how filthy my room is. So, for all those trolls who your best ammunition against me is, clean your room. Well, it's mostly clean. Just got cobwebs and a bit disorderly. Yeah, there's shit laying on my bed. There's actually a bunch of H.R. Geiger posters that just found around the house. And once we're done here, I'm going to be finding somewhere to set them up. Oh, and there's fucking laundry on my bed. Well, once you know it, I did laundry today, and I've yet to put it away. So, that'll be done in short order. But for all those trolls who keep saying, your room's filthy! No, you just only see a small part of it. You see the fucking walls behind me, which I keep that way of my own free will because I like scars. I like memories posted on those walls. If I ever want to paint this room, yeah, I'll give them a good scrub. But I intend to put up a fuck ton of portraits of posters of old characters. So, yeah, John Dom, I quite like Josh's streams. the independent streamer is the superior source of information about what's going on in all the protests because they just gave you the facts. Well, yes, I do like putting blankets on me while I'm sitting at my computer. It's quite comfortable and warm. Why not be comfortable and warm? Especially in my own fucking room. That's a little down. I do like to show off one of mom and dad's oldest pieces. There we go. Little dragon portrait right up there. That's one of the earliest pieces of art I remember seeing in this house back in the day. The chap, it is an evolving situation. No, until they actually disband, people will be there and do stuff there. You know, I hope they get their shit in order. We were trying to assist them with the whole night watch security thing, but they asked us to leave, so we left. If they ask us to come back, we'll come back. But that is their decision. Oh, sorry, Josh. But yeah, Josh, John Dom. I did watch Josh's stream. I like it. I fuck organized media, go directly to the source, directly to the fucking streamers. I would never have thought in my life that fucking YouTube, MySpace, and Instagram, well, not MySpace, that's how old I am, Facebook and Instagram would be, and Twitter would be the fucking primary source of information about what's going on in these protests. Gary Hardrock, like, look at the fucking streams, man. Here, I'll give you a guy who does a 24-hour live stream at 11th and Pine, which is kind of directly in the middle of the chop. Check him out. He is the Frost Report. Him and his wife, I think, or girlfriend, or something like that. They're great people. I owe him a bottle of peppermint schnapps. I keep saying that, and it will fucking happen. One goddamn day, it will fucking happen. Oh, hi, Fat Sam. There's your acknowledgement of your existence. Now, if any of you guys want to throw up a link to this to folks who'd give a shit to watch, by all means. I don't exactly have a lot of places to throw this. Oh, wait, I know. Where's a link to this shit? Still figuring out how the fuck to do this stuff, but I'll get there eventually. Ah, there we go. There's the share button. Nope, that probably fucked me up. I know, okay. And God damn it. Posted to Facebook. Doop. Oh, Sam, you an internet tough guy. I'm quaking in my boots. Do it, faggot. That is an old term from 4chan, by the way. I do not say that in any derogatory term towards individuals who are homosexual, because remember, a fag used to mean a stick. In England, this is referred to as a fag. A faggot is a bundle of sticks. The use of faggot as a derogatory term started off in England to insult old people because they would often gather sticks to pay for their bread. Little history lesson. Yes, I have a Facebook. I have this as a name that it is linked to, but you'll find out my real name. Oh no, my real name. You can find out where I live. Come on out to my murder cabin. Oh, speaking of murder cabins, introducing, once I can find a fucking invite link, my fucking Discord server. Oh my god. Now you guys can shit post in there instead of on my fucking live stream if you'd so like. Although, Fat Sam, I will say, if I see you in there being an asshole, I will just kick you out. That's my murder cabin. I count that as if you were living in my fucking house, and I get to decide who lives and who stays in my property. Oh, mortgage, actually. I owe the bank somewhere in the range of $80,000 to be paid off over the span of the next couple of years. I'm trying to sell off my land to just, here you go, here's your money, fuck off and die. You know, like I said, my parents built this place just before I was born. They used to live on a fucking trailer out front. And they got the entire clan together and built a fucking house and a barn. Crazy Hungarian engineering skills. Grandpa was a fucking amazing carpenter. And Sam can get to know me, find out where I live, come to my house, and have a fucking cup of tea with me. You are welcome to come inside until you prove yourself unwelcome. Eh. I hate light because I'm fucking ginger as fuck. I've got my light bulb. Provides all the light I need. That's the advantage of having white walls. It reflects the light to better provide illumination. Although, frankly, if I could choose a color to put up here and cover all of this fucking vertical feet, it'd be royal purple. Because that is my favorite color. My last name is McDaniel, with no I. Although you should be able to find me on Facebook by searching Ragebrew. I have that as one of my alternative names on it. Man, they started off white, and then they endured my childhood. This was my childhood room, dude. I used to sleep in here with my brother on a fucking pair of bunk beds right there until we got, you know, he moved out from this room to the playroom, which he's currently living in, because why not? It's a fucking perfectly decent room to store a human body. Yep. That's how you spell it, Amanda. But they're wide enough to provide, you know, reflection and illumination. Again, it's just one light bulb in here. And of course, the glow of my screen that used to be a TV screen. I should get a better one, but frankly, I really don't think I need one. I don't need the fucking high-def resolution. None of the games I actually enjoy playing have graphics that intensive. Yep, Port Orchard, Washington. Great little town, except there's way too many city slickers coming over here and destroying all the trees. If you're going to live... No, Earl McDaniel. If you're going to live in the country, please do not destroy all the country and replace it with grass. Grass is fucking ugly and serves no purpose whatsoever. Do you have a horse? No. Why are you growing grass? Grow a fucking orchard. I've got fucking 5 fruit trees out in the front yard, a fuck ton of berry bushes. No, not Brad. Earl. Brad was the name I was given by Borkness's chat because they didn't know my actual name. So they gave me one. Cool. Yeah. Anyone else have any questions they'd like to know? I've seen pictures of it, Gary, and I absolutely want to go there. Because my favorite movies of all time are Alien and Aliens. Survival horror, action horror. Oh my god, the xenomorph makes my dick hard. So long as you slap a pair of tits on it. Because they like what I'm doing, Charles? Oh, thumbs down because they don't like what I'm doing. They think that, oh, this guy's just a crazy weirdo and I don't like it. Well, ask a question. Instead of just instantly hitting that thumbs down, ask a fucking question. It's a Q&A for fuck's sake. Q, so I can A. We tried to clear out. We tried to clear off the entire street and allow them to fucking come down the street, verify that it was clear, and then bring the fire department down. But they didn't want to do that. So instead, we got trained professionals who are on site. We do have a fuck ton of mental health experts down there dedicating their time, energy, and effort to assist, and some dude with a really tall ladder. So in the end, we didn't need their help. We did it ourselves. Holy shit! The community caring for itself? Who would have fucking thought? Yep, that's my name, Amanda. For now, however, once the courtrooms start reopening and I can go file for a name change, I'm changing my name to Ragebrew. Because that's the name I picked. Josh, I don't need to see someone's credentials if they show they know what the fuck they're doing. I know plenty of people who have credentials that know fuck all about what they're doing because they just skated through their entire professional career doing fucking all while pretending they actually know what they're doing. Like, you can tell if someone's qualified if they tell you what the fuck to do, and it goes, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like, that doesn't sound like a pile of bullshit. That actually sounds like someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, it was a life and death situation, and the dude came out alive. Because the community banded together and pooled their resources and went, all right, we have someone that they know, Yellow and Robbie. Both of them went up there to talk to the guy and calm him the fuck down. We had a psychiatric professional on the ground talking to the guy. We had a fistful of security who aren't supposed to be there. I wasn't supposed to be there that night. I just saw someone needing help, so I went and helped. And by helping, I made sure that ladder stayed up nice and tight. Because I've done a lot of ladder work over the years in construction. I know how to put up a fucking ladder. No, that's not that can. My preferred energy drink of choice, Kickstart by Mountain Dew. Actually tastes good, and they have fairly low calories, only 80 to a can. Pretty low sugar, 16 grams in a can. And the most important thing, 92 milligrams of caffeine in a can. And they taste good. Sounds like a fucking win-win-win in all ways around. Because, Gary, I don't drink very much. Alcohol is not my preferred intoxicant. That would be cannabis. I might have a, cup of hot cocoa, shot of peppermint schnapps, pour that shit in, mix it up a bit. Tastes good. Warms your inside, warms your body and soul. Yeah, drinking can make people angry if they're very angry people at heart. You're, when you're drunk, you're your truest self. You lose your inhibitions. You lose those things that restrain yourself from behaving the way that you truly want to. And some people just want to be fucking violent, angry, and hurt people. Me, when I get drunk, I get friendly, very talkative, try and tell jokes, do impersonations, fucking. I can't do accents while sober, but if you get me drunk enough, I'll fucking go through the entire list of Europe for all I care. The chop is a protest. It is not an attempt to make some grand new civilization in the heart of Seattle and be its own independent entity. Frankly, it's trying to show people that, hey, you can act like this and get along just fine without the need of police. Because remember, all the shootings that have happened at the chop happened outside the chop. 10th Street, where the man was killed, is where he was shot. 10th Street is not a part of the chop. Y'all need to learn some fucking geography about Seattle before you start talking shit about what's going on in the chop. Yeah, and there's rapings and beatings outside. Oh no, we can't make a perfect society because people are inherently flawed, and some people don't want to change. It really pisses me off that a lot of fucking assholes are filtering into the chop and using it as easy fucking feeding grounds. And I can only hope that fucking the security forces that be in there are up to the task of maintaining the peace and preventing that kind of shit. But frankly, I've always been of the mindset that the police do not save your life, they avenge your death. A cop will not prevent you from being beaten. They will not prevent you from being raped. They will not prevent you from being murdered. They will only find out who did it and throw them into a tiny box. Meanwhile, you have still become a victim. We are trying to prevent people from becoming victims by trying to get the community to band together and help each other out. Sadly, not all the community wants to do that. Yeah, and then they rape people in prison. Congratulations, you have confined a rapist in a small area with a lot of other people for them to rape. Because a rapist will rape a man. We all know the fucking prison joke about people don't drop the soap. That's still rape, just to a guy. Gary LaForge, I mean, we don't. Need to get some background music going on my headset so it stops doing that. The fire department has clearly stated that if there is a fire in the shop, they will arrive. Police permission be damned. They will fucking bust through the barricade with their huge fucking trucks and put out that fire. So, we have enough letters, I suppose. Oh, we've reported them. We have 100% contacted the SPD and given them the pertinent information, and they do fuck all. The barricade has been pulled back. They are fortifying their position at the police precinct because that is the prize. That is the trophy that we have taken and going, you want your toy back, SPD? Meet our demands. You want us off these streets? Meet our demands. Then your report was erroneous because night security, our dispatcher, they receive a report about someone trying to kidnap someone, they'd call the cops. They hear a report about someone trying to rape someone, they'd call the cops. Yeah, it's a hunting bow that I was just randomly given by someone because they didn't need it. I'm not exactly skilled in archery. I know how to do it, kinda, but if I ever feel the desire to work on my aim and shoot at a hay bay with an arrow, with a figurine on it, yeah, there you go. I got a bow. Frankly, I feel like I don't need to learn how to use arrows. I've got guns. I've got a 12 gauge sitting right over there, up against the wall. You can't exactly see it because it's leaning against the bed. More social workers are great. Give the social workers more jobs. Give them more pay. Hire more of them. Social workers can be useful to prevent harm. Nah, Gary, I'm not selling any of my trinkets. I like them. They were mementos given to me by friends. Or I've bought them. The telescope was a fancy thing that my father got. The bow was given to me by a friend who moved down to Missouri. That's an astrological map on a brass plate. That was something my father had. The axe I picked up at a nerd shop. The dragon statue I picked up at a nerd shop. The actual axe I got at a Renaissance fair. Piece of art and the name tags next to it. Those are for convention. So is the poster right above it. That bamboo tapestry I got from Japan, as well as that metal hammered plate I got from Japan. Because I spent 3 months down in Kitakurahama. It was a very interesting 3 months, to say the least. Total culture shock. Well, maybe if we up the standards for social workers and put more money into the social worker program to encourage more people to take it up as a profession, they'd do better. I write, Lotus. I am a writer at heart. I've always enjoyed writing. And I've got pieces posted up online. I did plenty of write faggotry for TG over the years. If you'd like a link to it, I can drop you something. Yeah, writers are a very underappreciated craft, but that's why I just do it for free. When I finish my book, whenever that might be, the digital copy is going to be free. And there'll be a little fucking donation button next to it saying, if you liked this, I would not object to some money for it, but you can read it for free. And if it manages to get a physical copy, it will be sold at the cost of production plus 1%. Sure, Lotus. I'll throw it at you at some point. The social worker should have individuals with them to protect their health and safety. I have no problem with police officers being peacekeepers. I would love to see cops, good cops, walking around in fucking power armor, having a foam padded baton, hydraulically assisted strength, and a fucking Spider-Man like goop gun that, like, oh, you are being incredibly violent. Now you are immobilized. I would love for police to have that. Instead, They have chemical warfare and guns. Because name me a situation where police need a fucking APC. If it is a situation that requires military grade equipment, why are you not calling on the military? The National Guard is posted just down I-5 at Joint Base Lewis McChord. They could be there in a half hour. But no, we give it to the cops who use it for pretty much one goddamn reason, and that is riot control. Well, the police make the riots. We just protest. It's the moment they decide that deploying flashbangs and chemical weapons on us that it becomes a riot because we are being attacked by concussive explosives and chemical weapons. It's what I'm working on, Lotus. It's what I'm working on. Then give the police armor that could soak up an AR-15 round, an AK-47 round, and give absolutely no fucks. Ballistic plating, Kevlar weaved, steel frame. Those three things combined will stop a fucking bullet. Give police power armor. Allow them to fucking RoboCop up to a guy trying to shoot at them with an AR-15 and go, "You are assaulting a police officer. You are under arrest." And proceed to goop them so they cannot move. And then put handcuffs on them and take them off to jail and put them in front of a judge. Because innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. That's the law of the land. And the police are breaking that law by killing people. They're not executioners. The National Guard said, "Fuck you, we're leaving." Like the higher ups in the military went, "We are no longer going to participate in the assault on American citizens. Sort this out for yourself. We are not going to be jackboot thugs for you anymore." Because every time I saw the National Guard in the riots, they had riot shields. That was it. I did not see a single sidearm on them. I saw like the superior officers, the guys who would walk about and check with the guards, they might have had a sidearm holstered. But for the grunts on the ground, the only piece of equipment they had besides their standard kit was a riot shield. And once shit started popping off and the police started tear gassing civilians, the National Guard would run in front of the police, take a knee, and get behind their fucking riot shields and form a barricade. And effectively to me, that was the National Guard saying, "Get the fuck back, civilians. These guys are going to try and kill you." I like some comic books. You know, the graphic novel where it's actually, fucking that thick worth of story being told with a visual medium. That shit's pretty good. I remember reading the original Walking Dead, which was a series of comic books turned into a graphic novel, and it was good shit. Neil Gaiman's Sandman. Oh man, that is a fucking great series. Dream, delirium, desire, despair, destruction, and destiny. I think those are the 6 endless. I might be missing one, but I think that's all of them. I mean, as a civilian, to protect yourself, mace is okay. But for law enforcement to indiscriminately pepper spray everyone in front of them, that ain't okay. Because my crime of obstruction, the reason I got arrested on the 30th, was discarded in court on the 18th because there was insufficient evidence to prove a crime. Sounds like I was unlawfully arrested, motherfuckers. See you in court. I'm going to have a civil lawsuit with your ass. Yeah, fucking Australia's got the game. Now, I understand self-defense equipment. That's why I have a pointy stick. Because if someone's going to fuck with me, I've got a pointy stick. I will apply pointy stick to you if you try to attack me. I'll never use it to attack someone with, because I'm not violent. I don't want to hurt people. I have absolutely no desire to injure anyone without a fucking good reason. And the only good reason I see to injure someone is self-defense, or the defense of others. If I see someone being attacked, and I have my pointy stick, I will fucking march up there, brandishing my pointy stick, and try and get the attention of the assailant, and go, "Hi! Stop! Or I will use this on you." Haven't had to do that. Thankful I haven't had to do that. But that's why I keep the pointy stick in the Red Devil when it's on site with me. Because my pointy stick is far more intimidating than your fists. Favorite D&D class and race? Barbarian Dwarf. Because I like rage. I like that additional movement speed. I like that natural DR. They make great tanks. Yeah, I'm anxious that I'm home, Shane. I'd rather be doing stuff instead of sitting here talking to you guys. But I'm in a situation where this is the best course of action that I can take with my time right now, since I'm supposed to be on R&R and getting my head back into the situation, decompressing and all. Well, Lindsay's saying, I don't care how many of them win. I've got a lawyer who's willing to do it for free. So why not? It's not costing me any money, just some time. I'm quite fine to stand in front of a judge. Yes, Simon D. That is Shadowmourne. Yes, Josh. If I saw someone being attacked, I would try and stop the assailant, regardless of who they are. You are assaulting another human being. I need to stop you. Ah, Fat Sam, here's the acknowledgement of your existence. I was asked to leave, chap, so I left. Well, Patrick the Star wins. Remember, you can be arrested for resisting arrest and nothing else. Literally, you are being arrested because you didn't let us arrest you. How fucked up is that? Zero Zero, I am passionate for the core message of their cause and the desired end goal for it. Because a rising tide lifts all boats. And you know, systemic racism is fucking evil. So I'm 100% down with their cause. I won't be a card carrying member because, well, I kind of be out of place at the meetings. But I will support their cause because I find it to be a cause worth supporting. And I hope by supporting their cause, when the time comes that I need help supporting my cause, they will look at me and go, I remember what you fucking did for us. We'll help you. If Josh wants to pop in and ask some questions here, he's more than welcome to. He's a great guy. Love Josh. I invited him to my house. If he wants to get in contact with me, you know, throw him a Facebook or my Discord. That's my preferred method of getting in touch with people. It's a Ragebrew 2666. I did not pick the number. The system chose that number for me. Yes, I am mad at Raz because the whole reason the Chaz thing started up is because Raz wanted to tie his name to the situation, become a despot warlord, and control the chop. Guy's a fucking idiot. He's trying to exploit the situation for his own personal gain. So fuck him. Guy LaForge, you make sure that the foam is air permeable, that you could brave through it. It's not that hard. Material science is a great science. Zero Zero, we were asked to leave because some people thought we were trying to be police when we were just trying to be peacekeepers. Austin Zone, several members of the BLM leadership on site. They are folks who are very deep in the BLM community, and they are the representatives at the shop for the BLM movement. So they asked us to leave, as well did numerous residents. I do not have any confirmation that 17 were abducted, but we do have at least 4. And one of the motherfuckers who was trying to do it, Tiny, just got arrested. So I hope those women are found safe and sound. Oh, hey, Adolf Dunehurst, if you don't have the courage to use the word properly, get the fuck out. I do not need to deal with racist retards in my Q&As. And if that's what you want to be, bye-bye. Skizix comes and goes as she pleases. She is currently not in the room, probably outside hunting some small piece of vermin. She is my little murder machine, after all. Oh, yeah, Josh. Good trolling, bro. You almost got me to give a fuck about what you said. But hey, guess who commits the majority of racism? White people. What the fuck is the Ku Klux Klan, after all? Hey, I want people to talk to me. I want to be interviewed, Joshua. The only way you become famous is if you get interviews and people learn who the fuck you are. I can only reach so many eyes on myself. Having people help me reach other eyes makes it easier for me to become famous. Smegma, whatever floats your boat and strokes your goat, dude. Yes, Elizabeth, I would be honor bound to protect Trump because no one deserves to get assaulted, even though I would love nothing more than to slap the shit out of Trump. I wouldn't, because hurting people is wrong, and I try to be a good guy. Smegma, it's called atoning for your sins. Look it up. Joshua, I'm not being led by anyone. I'm there of my own free will. No one is telling me what to do. They ask, and if I agree with it, I do. Because no one ain't fucking paid me as much as fucking alt-right rejects would like to scream about some fucking weird billionaire support is paying folks to be down there. I didn't see a fucking dime. The only thing I got was fucking food from the fans and free food from inside. I have to say, I wouldn't expect vegan curry to be so tasty, but it needed more sources of protein, maybe some beans. Breast cankles, don't lie. Just don't lie. It makes you look like an idiot. No, Mary E. I was not the one taking down the barriers. I tried to put as many barriers up there as possible because I don't want the people inside to get drove by. If you have a clear, easy access road going through the shop, you are inviting a drive-by. How long is my hair? That long? I haven't had a haircut in about 16 years. I just stopped giving a fuck. And chicks dig long hair. I have yet to meet a guy with a crew cut that has ever had a woman come up to them and ask them if they could play with their hair. Happens to me every year at con. I do so love it. The draw weight, I would put around 50 pounds. Leads on independent media around shop in Seattle. Josh Friedman, Borkness1234, Brandon Frost. If you're looking for them, look up Woke on Twitch. They have a Discord channel where they regularly drop information on individuals doing live streams or perma streams around the various protests in the world. Not just Seattle, but pretty much everywhere in the U.S. No news on the shooting suspect. From what I know, they were a gang member, and they sparked off a blood feud that is currently going on outside of the chap. I hope it does not bleed over. F for AutoZone, if you want to show up and help, show up and help. Your expertise as an airborne ranger would be greatly valued for the security endeavors. We've got, my brother Skizzers. He's an Army field medic veteran. He helped. We've got James. He's an Army veteran. We got Tink. He's an Army veteran. They're all the ones I've met. Brass Cankles, please stop lying in the chat. I will ask nicely, and if you do not comply, I will just mute you. So please stop lying. It's purple. Doesn't actually show very well in this light, and the camera, of course. But no, it's a nice dark purple, because my favorite color is royal purple. Maybe Jeff Bezos did. I remember reports of armed security on site escorting someone. Don't know who it was. Don't care who it was. But it was someone important enough to warrant arms to pay for armed security. So cool. John Smith. No, those are real cobwebs. Because I have a fuck ton of spiders in here. Because I really like spiders. Minnie, you're drunk and flirting over the Discord, over the fucking Twitch. The live stream chat. Please cease. You have my private access if you want to do that. I'll tend to it later. Next for me in terms of protests, you'll hear about it. We're planning something. It's gonna be huge. Might take a while, but plans are going through the pipes, and we're figuring out how the fuck to do something that's big and important. So once you hear it, you'll know about it. And if you're watching a view of the front line, you'll see me. I might be wearing a lot of PPE gear, but you'll be able to recognize me from the shield I am carrying. It will have written across it, "My crime is obstruction. I will not move. I will not comply with those who abuse. Look for that shield. I'll be the one carrying it." Let's see. Call in for what, AutoZone? Because I wasn't, I was worried about getting shot sitting at the gate. Wasn't scared of it. If I was scared of it, I wouldn't have been sitting on top of Red Devil in a fucking lawn chair without a ballistic vest waving to everyone that drove by that I could notice. I'd like to be back up there. I'd like to be at my original post instead of here. But they asked us to leave, so I left. Oh, God, I got to the chap, what? 14 days ago. That's when I first showed up, I do believe. If I could go back to the first day, would I have done differently? I would have brought more supplies, Austin. I would have loaded up Red Devil with every single piece of equipment that I could find that would be relevant to the people inside that needed it and given it all away. Because I got way too much shit that I don't need. John Smith, long arms. I practice with a 308 hunting rifle down at the range quite often because that is my hunting rifle. I like the taste of venison. I hope that I win the Black Bear lottery one year and get a permit for it so I could finally get a berserker, which is bear shirt. I'd also like to turn the fucking skull into something awesome and use all the bones to make some fucking badass armor. But haven't gotten the lotto ticket yet and waiting for it. Did he have slaves? Yes. There you go. He was racist because he had slaves. It's kind of hard to own slaves and not be a bit racist because you're literally going to someone saying, you are less than me. Do a call on what, Chris H? I do not have any shields currently on site, but if you want to know how to make them, here are the steps. A 2x4 foot frame made out of PVC pipe. The thicker, the better. You wrap that shit in duct tape. All of it. You coat that shit in plastic foam noodles, the kind of shit you'd see at a pool. Then you wrap it all of it in duct tape, and layer duct tape across the empty space. The more duct tape, the better. And that will make you a shield. And it will work very effectively against, I won't say it'll stop a bullet unless you put some fucking Kevlar weave in there, but it'll definitely stop a rubber round. It'll definitely bounce some asshole's baton from hitting you. And if you get a shield wall going up, you can stop a large group of men trying to push you over because you have a wall of shields. Oh, hi, paintballer. Nice try at an insult. It's a forge welded iron steel axe that I got at a Renaissance fair that has a myrtle wood handle. I can use that thing to chop wood if I wanted to. All right, AutoZone, if you want to hold a debate, give me time and place. Right here is not the time because I can talk. You're stuck with 200 characters. I would like to be on a level playing field with you. Dwarf Shaman on Duskwood. I have not played Duskwood. William Elred. Cool story, bro. They were enslaving people of their own ethnicity. Why the fuck should I care? They were still a slave owner. They were still a slaver. All right, Austin Zone. Give me time and a place. Throw me a fucking Discord message and we will schedule that shit. Chris H., it doesn't sound like it'd be all that effective, but it really is. Give it a try. Get the thickest gauge PVC pipe you can, foam noodles, and a fuck ton of duct tape. Like 3 rolls worth of the shit. It will make a surprisingly effective shield. Just don't put straps on it. You want a handle. Straps mean you can't take that thing off, and you are limited in your space. You have this. Instead of with a handle, you've got all of this to move your shield about. I could check the tag to see where my hoodie was made, but I really don't care. I got this down at a nerd shop in Bremerton. Blue Sky Hobbies and Games. Great guys. Love the owner. I'd wash my walls. I'd take hard scrubbing material and scrub them up and down and get rid of all the goober and gunk. Don't really see any reason to. Seems like a general waste of time. Because I'm going to be postering up all these walls. I've got a bunch of fucking Geiger posters that I was going to post up, but then I realized some of them are quite sexually suggestive, given that it's H.R. Geiger's work. And where I put them, I'll need to make sure aren't in full view of the fucking Facebook algorithm so I don't get flagged from adult content. Answer questions. 1 moment, going back up a little bit to see. No, people get to decide what's racist by going, are you demeaning someone based off the coloration of their skin or the configuration of their facial features? Ah, you're putting up an invisible barrier between people to try and make them seem less human to you. We're all fucking human. That's all that matters. Sorry you need to justify your racist attitude, Josh, but I think you're a bit evil if you want to be racist. Shit be blowing up. Cool. Or someone's trying to get a hold of me really quickly and desperately. A lot of flagging going on my Discord. I'll attend to that later once I'm done with you guys. Nah, Wrath of Kron. I will not wash these walls because it upsets you. Because you think I need to have fucking spotless walls to validate my existence to you. A spotless house is a sign of a wasted life. If you'd care to discuss the merits and flaws of cleaning what is a fucking insulating structure, cool. I'm always down to a debate. Portland Robocop, just defensive minded. I'm not going to have a single weapon on me. The only weapon I'm going to have is my shield. Because you can actually use shields as a fairly useful weapon if you know how to use it properly. Smacking someone in the face with a wall is surprisingly effective if you do it properly. That's why old school bucklers, those little fucking saucer disc size shit, you would smack people with those. And it'd fucking break your nose. You hit them with the rim just right, crack their face open. Some of them even had the rims razor sharp so they could cut you apart with them. Do not underestimate a shield as a weapon. To do so means you don't know how to use a fucking shield properly. Let's see. Bearded Schlub. Overpowered by law enforcement. They tried to do that. We pushed them out when they were at the height of their power, at the heart of their power, right in front of their fucking citadel, and they fled. So no, law enforcement, fuck them. The only thing they got left is fear. Local militias. We got our own local militias. Organized civilians. Let them come. If they want to come in there and try and talk us out of there, they're welcome to. Maybe we'll get more numbers or they get tired, frustrated, and leave. Either way, bye. Or hello, welcome. Schmexy. Yeah, I play D&D. From 2nd edition on Baldur's Gate to 5th edition. I've played various games of D&D. I will say my favorite one is 5th edition because it's fucking the easiest. The less rules I have to memorize to play a game, the better. I want to be fucking playing the game, not looking through the rule book. AutoZone? Not right now. This is a Q&A, not a debate. Give me a time. Give me a place. And we'll do it. But now is not the time nor the place. Turd Ferguson. Geiger is 100% sexual. I've got one here that looks like two gals eating each other out with biomachinery. Oh, no windows? Ah, crap. Come back here, you little blighter. Here's another pen around. There's a window. There's a window. There's a window. There's a window. I've got basement dwellers. Two of them. Giorgio and Will. Working on setting the basement up to be a more agreeable living space for them. But that takes a little bit of carpentry work that I can't be bothered to put in at the moment. Oh, hi, Skizkiz. There is the little murder machine, the Skizix, being aloof as usual. Favorite martial art? Don't study any. I study the art of pointy stick. Nah, just flicking around, having something in my hands. Idle hands at the devil's workshop. Matt Dorsey. You don't believe I know what a racist is. Bitch, I used to be one. So, you're wrong. Sorry. Portland RoboCop. No, I will not be voting for Biden. Fuck Biden. He is some creepy old man that keeps trying to sexually assault people. Not cool, dude. Not cool. Tomorrow, 8 PST? Sure. Sounds like a plan. I'll set an alarm for that, actually. Sorry, folks. I'll get back to your questions as soon as I get a little alarm to remind me at 7:30 to prep. Which will mostly just be get the fuck in your chair and show up on time. So I do not do the fashionably late thing. That is kind of dickish. Nope. If you are going to be asked to be somewhere, be there early. Makes you seem like a far more gracious guest. There we go. 7:30. Rwanda genocide. Genocide's wrong. Genocide is evil. There's no excuse to kill a fuck ton of innocent civilians. Yep, right. Black people can be racist. You can be racist towards white guys. I dealt with a lot of that in there. Ah, you're just some what cracker. Your mouth don't matter. Rabble, rabble, rabble. All right, dude. You want to be that way? That is your choice to live your life. No, the 4th of July Chaz Ride is not the big event I'm talking about. You'll hear about it. Oh, that jumped. All right, let's see. Once I do some more tidying up and clear out all the crap that was left behind by my parents, I'll show off the house. If that's what you'd like to see, although I'd have to get something more efficient than this webcam because that's only got a 6-foot cord. Can't exactly show you the house with 6 feet. Yeah, if you got questions, please tag my name so I can more readily see them. Who owns the house? Me and my brother. It is our split inheritance. We owe the bank $80,000, but we're working on paying that back because mortgages. They own $80,000 of this $500,000 house my parents built. Cool. I like a neutral third party. Just idle hands are the devil's workshop. Good little phrase. Keep them busy. Otherwise, they'll start doing shit you don't want. Portland RoboCop, I will decide that once I get the various ballot information on who is officially running. All those good old third party folks. I'll find the one that I agree with the most and give them my vote. And I hope more people do that instead of going left boot or right boot. The two-party system is inherently flawed. We need to stop using it. Oh, vote third party. Throw your vote away. What a delightful scare tactic to convince people to vote left boot or right boot. Which one's going to stand on your necks for the next 4 fucking years? I hate both sides. They're all a bunch of shitheads. Fine, if you want me to have a fucking cigarette, I'll have a fucking cigarette. It's been about an hour. Yeah, it's a choice for anyone to be racist. That's a choice. You can choose not to be. Why aren't you? Yeah, I intend to do the debate. Yes, my basement dwellers both live here. Will is the resident tech guru, and JoJo is firefighter. Kind of neat having him here. Has a certain array of skills that I might find valuable one day. Why do I align with them? Myself with them? Because I'd like to live in a world where racism no longer exists, and I see this as progress towards that endeavor. How do I feel about National Socialism? Whatever system works best, we should use it. Efficiency. I love efficiency. Let me copy paste that real quick. I'll throw you an email shortly. Make sure I don't copy anything over. Thank you, Mamie. Obama did some good things. Obama did some fucked up things. Overall, he did not deliver the amount of change that he had promised. Oh, Joe, looking for that gotcha moment. I can say someone is being racist towards me. If someone is discrediting my opinion based off the coloration of my skin, they're being racist. Not all of them there were. Plenty of folks were thanking me for being there, being a fucking lily white dude sitting at the gate, guarding their asses from people who'd want to hurt them. And I appreciate those people. Had plenty of dudes walk up and thank me for being there. So they're awesome. John Smith, no, because milk glands in your breasts, because men have them too, evidently, they're just modified sweat glands. I imagine you could do something to your diet to alter the flavor of them, but just sweat, a weird variety of sweat. Schmexy, I'm a progressive. Forward. Do what works best for the time at hand with the technology at hand. You know, my entire desire for running for politics is automate the means of production, sapient. That's my end goal. If I could achieve that in political office, I would think I'm doing the best. Chris Peterson. I'm Irish, Danish, and Hungarian. I appreciate my ancestors, the ones that I knew of, for the trials and tribulations they went through to allow me to exist. I like the fact that I look like a fucking giant Norseman bastard. Have my genes to thank for that. Because I quite like the Norse. They were an interesting people once you get past, oh, they raped, murdered, and pillaged everything. They were also very prolific traders. And the emperor of the Byzantine Empire had Nordic guards as his personal bodyguard. He hired Norsemen to watch his ass. That's something to be proud of for something you did absolutely nothing of. No, I understand the cultures that my blood derived from, and I'd like to learn more about the Hungarian side. I actually do intend one day to go to Hungary, and meet my extended clan over there. Find out what the fuck they're up to. Yeah, happily. A few bad apples. More people were thankful for me being there than that were hating on me because I'm a white dude. Son of you, I am an eternal fountain of positivity and optimism. But I'm also a pessimistic optimist. Shit sucks. It could be better. Uh, yeah, I'll AutoZone. Here, let me drop this real quick for you. If you want to find me on Discord, this is my name and number. You are directly opposed to black individuals trying to remove systemic racism by trying to tell them to stop protesting. You keep telling me that they're going to fail, that what they're doing is stupid, and at several points, I imagine I've seen you wish harm upon them. Sounds pretty fucking racist to me, dude. I am tiny to some people. I'm an insignificant speck on the internet. I've got 100 and something subscribers, 130 at the moment, maybe more. Who knows? We'll find out once this is over. I don't like sound bites. If someone wants to hear what I have to say, I kindly ask them to listen to everything that I have to say instead of a fucking 3-second bit of information that is easily digestible. You lose a lot of insight when you go for sound bites. Because he left you, John Smith. He could not burden the task of raising you, and so he left because he was a shitty individual that could not take responsibilities for the fact that he biologically reproduced. Sorry you got a shitty dad, man. Portland Robocop. I changed my ways by playing role playing games, by pretending to be other people and putting on different masks. And I found that I don't enjoy playing evil characters. I don't like hurting people. It's just not fun. So, how can I justify only having fun being a good guy and being an evil guy? Because being a fucking Nazi is pretty fucking evil. So I changed my ways. I figured out that's not who I wanted to be. And I'm still atoning for my sins. John Smith, depends if the delivery driver's a nice guy and wouldn't mind giving you a ride home. Because I've tried the Gamer Fuel and I did not enjoy it as much. Plus, I can get those for a buck a can. Or, Robbie Smith, how about we learn from history and try and do better? Ringo Starr, I've heard some of the Beatles. I enjoy the music a little bit. Not exactly my cup of tea. As I've said, what is my favorite band? VNV Nation. I fucking love that music. Very inspirational. Uh, if you're in opposition, if you think the BLM movement shouldn't be there, should not be trying to change the world, you are opposed to them, which means you support racism. You can be neutral on the matter and not give a flying fuck, but if you didn't give a flying fuck, you wouldn't be watching the streams. You'd be doing something else with your time. Thank you, AutoZone. I'll look at it in a moment. John Smith. Yeah. Making a meal once doesn't make you chef. Sucking a dick once doesn't make you gay. I've sucked a dick. Didn't enjoy it. Horrible gag reflex. That whole experimenting when I was younger thing. Uh, I'm pro progress, Chris Peterson. Europe managed to do a whole lot of fucking progress. Cool. Europe is fucking easy mode geographically. It's got a very stable climate, very temperate, not all that much in the way of natural predators, parasites, pathogens, venomous insects. It's a really easy place to live. Of course, they'd have an easier time progressing. They're not fighting to survive every day. I do not believe in the separation of races. I believe that race is an invisible barrier. We're all human. We just happen to have slightly different pigmentations, facial features, eye coloration, so on and so forth. But the simple fact that I could reproduce with any biologically female individual and produce viable offspring that could in turn reproduce means we are all the same species and race is a lie. It is an invisible barrier people made up to justify being shitty to other humans. I was not there during the Raz time. When I arrived, I asked about Raz, and I was told he was told to get the fuck out. I'd rather not think about people dying. It's fucking horrible. All that potential creativity, all that potential to alter the world, snuffed out in an instant. It's pretty shitty. Well, Lotus Wolf, that's why you try and root out the corruption. Have a higher standard and more monitoring of your internal workings. Onyx RS, they want to be treated like humans. If you don't want to treat them like humans, I think you're racist. Oh, nefarious actors are leveraging the situation for their advantage. And I want them to get the fuck out. Just got to find them first. But sadly, I am unable to assist in rooting them out, Robbie, because I am not there, because I was asked to leave. That is a task that falls onto their hands now because they asked me to leave. So I left. I'll come back if they ask me to. I'll come running. It's an hour and a half drive. I will throw my boots on, pack whatever gear I have available at that time, and I will go back out there to help. No, Johnson. It technically counts as bestiality if you really get the dog in there. Stance on aliens. Look up the Fermi paradox as to why we have not discovered any signs of human life, sapient alien life yet. I know without a shadow of a doubt there are other life-bearing planets in the galaxy, but have any of them produced sapient spacefaring species yet? I have no evidence of it, outside of some fucking UFOs. Stimulation attack. Oh, simulation attack. Oh, the simulation hypothesis. It's possible, but if this is, if the reality you are in is indistinguishable from reality, it's fucking reality, simulated or not. We all evolved from the same basic species and adapted to suit our environments because that's how evolution works. The reason why white people have incredibly pale skin is because it is easier to acquire vitamin D from sunlight the paler your skin is. As a Norseman, we would live months without any fucking sunlight. So yes, we want to have the ability to intake as much vitamin D as possible. Realize you people did that, right? What? Please what thing did people do, AutoZone? Please reiterate. Portland Robocop, I am 32. Birth date is 12/26/87. I am a millennial bastard. Again, if you have any questions for me, be sure to tag my name in them so it's easier to find. I can't be bothered to read every single one of your posts while trying to look for questions. Minnie, please stop gushing in the chat. Thank you. Lotus Wolf, I do wear some traditional Norse apparel when I go to Renaissance fairs if I have access to it. Because I'm a Norseman. Neat. I believe a smoothie requires to have ice in it. Canines, breeds, you mean inbreeding? The best dog is a mutt. They have less problems, they tend to be smarter, they tend to live longer, and they don't have as many health issues. Get yourself a mutt, because purebred is a fancy word for inbred, which a lot of white supremacists are. There is a correlation between white supremacy and inbreeding. I am 100% convinced by that. Bearded Schlub. I would suggest you try taking LSD sometime in a nice, pleasant location where you feel safe. Maybe it'll change your mind in a positive way. It sure did for me. But if you want to just come in here and insult me instead of asking questions with a reasonable manner, Schlub, why the fuck should I pay attention to you? No, I just turn red anyways. Oh no, I blush. Fucking crimson. Plus a little sunburnt. Uh, 7 out. If you live several months of the year with direct sunlight, you will live several months of the year without sunlight. And wouldn't you know it, cattle and milk is a very good way to get vitamin D. That's why lactose tolerance tended to form up in European nations because, well, they had access to cattle and they figured out how to eat it. A part of their political demands is to be treated like people. You know, the whole systemic racism thing inherent in the country where a white dude will get arrested for shooting up a church or raping a gal and only get a few months, and a black kid will be pulled out of fucking classroom and given 15 fucking years for slapping someone. Seems a little one-sided if you ask me. Robbie Smith, I'm agnostic. There might be a creator, there might not be. I don't give a fuck. I've got more important things to waste my time on. If there is some divine entity out there overseeing all of the universe, they'll care more about what I did with my existence than what I said or what I believed. Actions speak louder than words. Son of Yahweh, they asked us to leave because they felt like we were trying to become cops in the way we were acting. All right. If that's how I feel. We'll leave. Guys, you asked us to. What president in my lifetime? Me, motherfucker. Ragebrew 2024. I'm going to try and make that shit happen. Because I'll be 35. That's legally eligible to become president. Well, Lotus Wolf, red hair is just a mutation of blonde. Do you agree a comment the Shepherd's made that does not matter what friends or family die from this movement because not as important as the movement? Nader Bader, since the protest began, over 120 people have been killed by cops. There are always casualties in war, and I view this as an incredibly civil war, fought with words on our side and fought with tear gas, pepper spray, rubber bullets, and batons by the other side. I think we're on the moral high ground in this case. Well, 7 out, I'm sure there are months that have incredibly limited daylight, where you might see the sun for a few hours a day, instead of, the whole up to 12 hours, up to 16 hours, depending on your latitude. I view myself as a volunteer. I came down to volunteer my time. I do as I please. No one is ordering me to do things. They ask. And if I agree, I listen. That's why I left. They will generally cuff the other side towards some other sturdy structure to inhibit their hands, maybe to the police officer in question. John Doe, Final Fantasy VI. That was the first Final Fantasy I played, and that is the game that learned me to love reading. Fucking Sabin, Edgar. Fucking love Edgar. I remember holding a tea ceremony for my mom when she got off work to the soundtrack for the gal who was the painter, the niece of the Blue Mage in that game. I forget their name. We always gave them nicknames. Robbie Smith, I don't want to ascend to a new level when I die. I want to live forever. I view Christianity as a death cult. Don't worry how shitty things are in your life. It'll get better when you die. Sounds like a horrible faith to me. Make the world paradise. Don't wait for it to come to you when you die. Eskiskus. If she gets on my life, she'll start going after my microphone. So prepare for purring. Yeah, depending on the latitude. The further up the Scandinavian peninsula you go, the less sunlight you get come winter. If you go far enough up, you will have months without sunlight. Matt Gorsey, bunch of cops killed a dude. Why are you not upset about a bunch of cops killing someone? I don't give a fuck what explanation you want to have to justify, oh, it doesn't matter. No, cops killed a dude. Why are you not pissed off about that? Innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Son of Yahweh, what do you think this is? It's a fucking live stream radio show. I don't have access to a fucking radio station to do this shit. I have access to YouTube, so I'm going to use it. Scariest situation I have been in. Nearly dying of hypothermia up in the Olympic Mountains. That was horrifying. Happiest situation I've been in? Down at Burning Man, tripping my balls off on MDMA with a bunch of friends, looking at all the pretty art. That was beautiful. I love that night. I look forward to doing it again. Oh, Josho. I have given you so many opportunities to step up your game, but you have not taken them. Good day. I am tired of answering your questions. John Smith, if you eat yourself, you'll be dead. Eventually, you'll just bleed out. I call people who do not support the notion of destroying racial inequality in America racist because you're fine with racial inequality in America. Sounds pretty fucking racist to me. Robbie, I believe my actions on this earth have more bearing and importance than whatever the fuck I say. Actions speak louder than words. Keep telling me I'm going to hell. I'd love to meet Mom. If hell exists, my mom is down there. And she was far better person than you. Crazy Hungarian bitch. God, I loved her. Sad that cancer took her from me. Nader Bader, if violence is the only option, I got my blue box full of guns for a reason. Second Amendment is there in case the First Amendment fails. Racist. Let's pull up the definition of racist on YouTube, on Google, shall we? Racism. Just type that in. Definition. Racism. Noun. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonization directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, especially one that is minority or marginalized. That is the definition of racism. To be a racist is to hold racism as an ideal. And if you're fine with racist policies in the US, I think you're racist because you're fine with racist policies. Keep trying. Maybe you'll say something that matters. John Smith, if there were space battles going on in the upper atmosphere of Earth or low Earth orbit or high Earth orbit, there would be fucking Kessler syndrome all over the place as various materials are ejected out from the battle. Plus, in space, there's no sound way. There's no way for sound to move. If sound could come through space, the sun would be making, 200 decibel noise at us? Thing is fucking loud. If you wear dreads, you have dreads. People bitch about cultural appropriation. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. If I saw some black dude walking around in a full Nordic getup, I'd be like, damn, you look awesome. I'd be curious as to his choice. Why Norse of all things, but I'd be like, fucking rocket, dude, you look amazing. Derek Chauvin. I do not know who that is. I will. Well, if you could provide me a link to look at about him, I'll take a look. Yeah, because the largest population is China and India. Fucking 2 billion people out of 8? Yeah, we're a minority. Have fun with that fact. You are outnumbered by people in India and China. Deal with it. Well, Robbie Smith, skip me with that esoteric mumbo jumbo. I believe in science. I believe in facts. You want to talk to me about a soul? Show it to me. Show me evidence of its existence. Besides, oh, you gotta believe. No, give me evidence. I'm sure the other dogs would look at him very bizarrely because he'd look kind of weird, John Smith, but maybe. If it gave him more confidence, more ability to be the big dog, sure. My skin is my container for my internal organs, and to make sure all my blood stays in me. That's what my skin is. It is an external sheath. Lotus Wolf. I do it periodically over the summer when I go to Renaissance fairs. I try and have, traditional Nordic garb for that because one of the things about the SCA is you try and look as authentic as possible. Society of Creative Arcanicism. That is where you try and imitate the way people did it back in the day. Where did the energy come from? Fuck if I know, man. It's kind of hard to tell what happened before time started. Something happened. How it happened? Doesn't fucking matter to me. It happened so long ago that the signs of its existence can only be captured on radio telescope. I have not been to Scandinavia, Stephen out, but I also know that Scandinavia lies on such a latitude area that when winter comes around and the planet tilts backwards, less sunlight hits it. Which means parts of it will be in perpetual darkness. Not all of it. The more southern areas won't be, but the further north you go, the darker it gets. No folks from Alaska who live in, their winter months in perpetual darkness. And that is roughly on the same latitude area, which means they would undergo the same anomaly. I consider myself educated enough to know that a bunch of cops killed a dude. That's all I need to know. The cops can get away with murder. This is not okay. That's all the fuck I need to know. Chris Peterson. Yeah, because we fucked them over for hundreds of years. Imperialism! Yeah, that fucked over every single native population that Europe planted its flag on. Of course they'd hate us. It is a deserved hate. We committed genocide on them. Well, we didn't, but our ancestors did. I'd be pretty pissed off if someone's ancestors genocided my people. Oh, hey, guess what? I'm Irish. I kind of got a thing against the fucking British for what they did during the potato famine. Neat, Shane. Kansas City Festival? I love festivals. They're fun. It's a compound honey bow. No, if I put the right arrowhead in that thing, I could kill a deer. Although I don't like using bows to hunt because it's a cruel way to kill something. You kill them by having them bleed out most of the time, and that is one very excruciating death. They spend their last moments in absolute terror. I prefer hunting rifles because if you hit them in the heart or the head, they literally have a the fuck was and they're dead. Because he killed a black man as a cop. Doesn't matter if he's fucking racist. He killed a man. Innocent until proven guilty. That's the law. Every cop that kills someone is killing an innocent person because you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Why is that so fucking hard to understand? They have that at the beginning of every single fucking episode of Cops. Yes. Chris Peterson. Leif Erikson was the first white man to make it to America, or what, his child, I think, maybe. But no, the first people in America were the Native Americans, who happened to be, brown people, because they spent a lot of time in the sun, because they lived in lower altitudes. Lotus Wolf, Sins of the Father. It's why we have fucking blood feuds that last generations. I'd like to see that done away with. Portland Robocop, favorite beer? I don't drink beer. Tastes like fermented grain to me. If I'm going to drink neurotoxin, I want it to be tasty. My preferred alcohol is peppermint schnapps, because that shit tastes good. And so is a lot of Alaska, Steven out. But Alaska goes through periods of perpetual darkness. Learn at what latitude the perpetual darkness begins. You'll find that parts of Scandinavia are within that latitude. Or is it longitude? I forget. You should hate what they did, but not yourself. Chris Peterson, citations, please. Yeah, I know Robbie Smith. I don't care your caste, creed, configuration, or coloration. You're human. It's all that fucking matters to me. Yeah, Nader Bader, and a lot more people are killed by cost because, oh my god, I feel it for my life to this man who was crawling on his knees with his hands up, begging I don't shoot him. Nah, I'm sorry, but nothing you say is going to justify police killing people to me. You are guilty, you are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. That is the law. The police are there to uphold the law. Why are they allowed to violate the law? They're not judge, jury, and executioner. They're there to get you in front of a fucking judge. Fellow BLM activists who are pro-segregation, they're not BLM activists because they support segregation. They are imposters. They are wearing someone else's colors to try and fuck around. I'm sorry to hear that, Lotus Wolf. All right, 7 out. If you are too lazy to do the research yourself, what parts of Scandinavia have permanent, have endless night? Embracing endless nights in Norway. First thing I pulled up. All right. Now here's one. Let's what latitude? I think that's what it is. Dude causes endless night. Polar night. It occurs at latitudes of those are the latitudes at which the phenomenon of endless night occur. Highest latitude in Scandinavian Peninsula. What is the latitude, the highest latitude on the Scandinavian Peninsula? I'm really pissed off, 7 out, that you are making me do this because you're too fucking lazy to, but if you're going to keep telling me I'm wrong, I will go to the fucking source of information and pull up information. Latitudes, latitudes. Come on, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. I just have to find it. GPS coordinates for the latitude. Let's just post it up at the highest point. Start. Come on, continue. Oh, god damn it. Fuck this thing. I'm here to do a Q&A. 7 out. If you want to disbelieve me and tell me I'm wrong, do the fucking research yourself. I gave you the latitude of what happened at Endless Night. Look it up yourself. Let's see. Back to the thing. It's used by racist people, Lotus Wolf. People who try and justify being shitty people to other people because I don't see color. You're still being a shitty person to another human. African warlords who fought the British to continue the Atlantic slave trade. They saw a very easy source of resources where they would go off into the heartland of Africa, grab other tribes, and sell them off for guns and profit. Evil fucking people. Who do I think was responsible for 9/11? False flag attack. They've happened before. Remember the Maine. It's why we went to war with Spain. And that was a false flag attack. Yeah. Minnie just really likes me. She's allowed to do that. Please stop doing it in the public chat. You have my Discord for that. I'll get to it later. Da-da. Yeah, and Nader Bader, you're still trying to judge a corpse. You cannot take a corpse in front of a judge. It's very unsanitary. Onyx RS, look at the police prison rate. Look at how long the sentences that black individuals are put into prison for the exact same crime as white individuals. You'll find that they are put in there for far longer. For-profit prisons are the modern-day equivalent of slavery because if you do not work for the for-profit prison, you are thrown into solitary confinement. If you really give a shit, look it up yourself. I'm not here to be your information guide. I'm doing a Q&A. Where do I see myself in 5 years if not running for the president? Trying to run again. Chris 2. I believe police have a use. They're being misused because instead of being peacekeepers, they're being a bunch of jackboot thugs that are enforcing ideologies. They're defacing the American flag and turning it into a gang symbol because you are not allowed to alter the coloration of the American flag to suit your own purposes. And all those thin blue line flags I see are doing just that. I can look up the exact citation for you if you want, but if you care, you can do it yourself. All right, 7 out. Have fun. Bye. You're not asking me anything of relevance, and you're just saying I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, without providing any actual information. I gave you the latitude of where it happens. Look up the latitude. Show me the latitude of the highest Norse culture. Oh, wait, you can't, because I muted you, because you're being a fucking cock. Wasting my time. Nah, I get flushed when I'm frustrated, and dealing with idiots frustrates me. John Smith, I do believe orange came from the fruit. Before the orange was found, it was a red. That's what orange was. Some people, blue and green are the same colors. Very odd. But, well, that's how the world of. President of the United States, of course, Matt. I have the stoop sign. It is currently in the back of my brother's car because I didn't bother to bring it in when I got home. It'll be there for the next stream. Promise. Hey, I'm here to take questions, Chris. That's the whole purpose of a Q&A. I'll do it for another 20 minutes before I go to bed. Class-based as well. No, classism is a crock of shit. Everyone should be treated the exact same no matter how much money you have. Yes, I heard that, Nader Bader, and I am quite happy Colorado's doing that. I hope more states pick it up. Until it has to be done on a federal level. If you punch yourself and it hurts, you feel pain. I don't have to punch myself to hurt myself. I can fucking pinch the membrane between my hands, and that'll cause me a lot of pain depending on how hard I push down. Or bite my fingertip. A lot of nerves in there. Yeah, if you want to be a bully here, I'll just fucking get you to leave. Either by asking you nicely or just punting you. I don't like bullies. They can fuck off. They're miserable people who are trying to make other people miserable to make themselves feel better. Favorite place in the world? Here in Washington. It's fucking beautiful. No, we've got great scuba diving. Been scuba diving in the Sound. Kelp forests, old shipwrecks, a lot of weird life. Place is great. It's fucking ecotopia. Although I would like to see the rest of the world. Minus the tropical regions. You could not pay me to go down to a tropical region because I do not like parasites. Shit scares the fuck out of me for good reason. Uh, once I start setting that shit up. Content creators I would recommend checking out. Check out that. SFIA, Science and Futurism, Isaac Arthur. I love that guy. He is fucking amazing. Learn why we could colonize space right now with the technology we have right now with Professor Elmer Fudd. Chris Peterson, yeah. I'm sorry, but you cannot hold all the facts about reality inside of a book that thick that you could find in every single fucking cabinet in the hotels. Sorry, no. The Bible is a genealogy and a moral parable. Plus, I think Satan's the good guy. Ooh, not a Satanist, but what did Satan do? God, why can't we be free like the humans? Shut up and serve me. How about no? Hey, humans, you want to be smart? Eat this apple instead of being dumb beats living in paradise. Yeah, son of Yahweh. I have meaning. The meaning of life is to be happy. However you are happy, so long as you're not hurting people. Joshua, my favorite movies, because they're pair, is Alien and Aliens. Those are my favorite movies of all time. Because it's survival horror done right and action horror done right. Plus, xenomorphs make my penis hard. Childhood trauma is turned into a fetish. If you want to find the linguistic reason for that, you can just Google scent and you'll get a definition for it and it'll give you a pronunciation guide for it. Oh yes, I know very well that Minnie likes me. No, I will not be truly happy until I can watch a star go through its entire life cycle one day at a time, from gas cloud to fiery explosion. After I see that, I will consider myself truly happy. Until then, working towards true happiness. I've heard of the movie. Oh, I think They Live. One second, let me Google that real quick. I might have seen it back in the years. They Live. I have not seen They Live, but I know of it. And yeah, very poignant movie to modern times. I agree, son of Yahweh. That's why I'm a transhumanist who wants to be a fucking robot. Full body cybernization, baby. Give me that shit. Major Kusanagi had it right. I've got meaning, Van Houstink. It is to be happy. And frankly, trying to change the world makes me happy. Far more happy than playing games, writing my book, playing role-playing games, working in the garden, making shiny rocks, turning shiny rocks into jewelry. Eyebrows are hair on the face. They are, above the majority of the face, but they kind of make the very top of it. So, by technical definition, they are in fact facial hair. I've seen some pretty badass eyebrows too. You are correct, Bluebird. Trying to make the world a better place will give me what I want. So that's what I'm doing. Favorite board game? There's a Serenity-based board game that is pretty fucking awesome. I can look up the details for it, but if you know anything about Firefly, you can just type in Firefly board game, and it's one of those. I could point you to the exact one if you checked for it. No, I do not believe the USA should be replaced by China because China is fucked up as all shit. It's a horrible place to live. God damn, I would not want to live in China even if you paid me. I've played chess, John Doe. It's an interesting game, but not interesting enough for me to learn how to play it well. I know how everything moves. I know a few strategies, but far more interesting games out there to play nowadays. I hope so, Lotus. I hope your better place is a world where every human has gotten off of Earth, living in flying cities, traveling through the stars, and going out to colonize it, to bring life to this barren wasteland that we perceive, and become the precursor species that we read about in science fiction. We have the luxury of being that. I think it is our duty to do that. I've got a fuck ton of agates. Oh god, Dad had a fetish for agates. I have a literal metric ton of uncut rocks sitting in my barn. I just got to find someone to sell them to. I do not support fully disbanding the police. Completely restructuring the police, I'm down for that. I like the fact that there are some nations out there that require you to have a fucking degree in law school to be a cop. That sounds like a good fucking idea. Oh yeah, a digital existence. I'd totally be down for that. Reality is fascinating, but if I could have the option to live in a, fantasy world, sure. I'd totally do that in my downtime. I'd still work in reality because that's where the actual stuff happens, but if I didn't need to work in reality, I'd spend my time fucking like living in World of Warcraft or some shit like that, where instead of it's a digital avatar, it's fucking you, and you are experiencing everything. The fucking the breeze on your wind as you walk down the barrens. By the way, for the Horde, Alliance or Puncher gets, except for the dwarves. I'm fine with the dwarves. Yeah, you can play a fuck ton of mind games in chess and spook people with what you do. Boba Fett is currently still in Red Devil, and that is will he will stay until this is all said and done. Interesting. Should all races be brought together and intermixed to meet the criteria of a truly universal civilization based on its cosmology from the Soviet Union? I mean, sure. I would like to see humanity evolve to a higher plane. Instead of remaining as Homo sapien, we become Homo superior. Fucking gene tailoring until we get full body cybernization on. I think that would be a better way to exist instead of going, well, this group and this group and this group. Invisible barriers between humanity. We're all fucking human. Might come true if I work hard enough for it. Perhaps Lindsay's saying we could have enough cops if we took care of the root of the problem. Because cops are there as a reaction to an action. If we prevent the action, we don't need the reaction to prevent it. Because a cop won't save your life. They'll avenge your death. That's what I was taught living out here in the sticks. Because if I want to call a cop to come and help me, they are 20 minutes away. That is more than enough time for someone to walk in here, put a hole through my head, and walk out. Yeah, William. Cops are fucking corrupt as all balls, and they need to be restructured from the ground up. Well, Chris Peterson, there's racism based off of the shape of your ears. There's racism based off of you live literally 100 miles away from me, you subhuman Slavic scum. Racism exists everywhere. It's an invisible barrier people put up to try and make them feel better and make other humans the other, worthy of death, subhuman scum. We're all fucking human. Yeah, because a fuck ton of crime still happens, even though there are cops. If cops could prevent all crime, we wouldn't have crime and we wouldn't have a need for cops. Why does someone steal something? So they can afford something else. Or they want the thing to own. William Allard's. Probably not. I'm not the most competent individual for the job. I like meritocracy. I like the best in charge of shit instead of a bunch of fucking lawyers. Because they want to feel powerful, Onyx RS. That is the number one cause for rape. It is not sexual pleasure, it is a power fantasy that they are forcing upon others. Discrimination is a sign of you're a fucking idiot, Matt, and you are being one. Finding an excuse to hate other humans just proves you're a fucking idiot. Keep being stupid. Die mad about it. I think there would be far less rape if people didn't need to rape people to feel powerful. Because having power over others kind of makes you an evil person, in my opinion. You want to feel better than someone else. You want to feel like you can control someone else. You don't get to control people. You get to convince them that what you want to do is the best thing. No, rape did not skyrocket in Chaz. In Chop, it is the chop. Chaz was because of Raz. Using the word Chaz is an erroneous statement. It is now the chop. We have relabeled it. And no, it is not rampant in it, because there are a lot of people living close to each other that if they hear someone screaming for help, they will tear open that tent. We chased a rapist out because he tried to rape someone. A lot of people saw him try to do it, and then they chased him out because he's an evil fucker who tried to rape someone. Re-education camp, also known as a school. Free education for everyone. Sounds like a lovely idea. It's not a house, it's not a bathrobe, it's a hoodie. My other bathrobe, which is purple, is currently torn because I accidentally snagged it on the edge of a metallic structure, stepped away, and tore it open. I need to get it stitched. I do not, Joshua, because I am not on site and I am not keeping up to date with what's going on. I'm supposed to be on R&R and just taking my mind off of that so I do not fucking burn out. Nah. I like schools if they are doing their job properly, which is to, provide an area for education and to nurture a love of learning. No? Fucking Nowadays, I really don't think that schools are necessary. You have the whole breadth of human information at your fingertip. You just need to know where to go to get it. One of my favorite shows growing up was Bill Nye the Science Guy. And that was an educational program. Sweet. I love learning new shit. Because knowledge is power. I find pain to be one of the best tutors, actually. Or a lot of people realize that, oh, hey, the police are busy. I can be a fucking evil bastard. Maybe if the cops weren't there trying to stop the protesters and doing their fucking job, people wouldn't have died. But no, they decided that their job is to try and stop people from expressing their First Amendment right, which the right of assembly is the right to protest. Maybe those people wouldn't have died. You are blaming the protesters for the cops' inactions. Good job. Because it only becomes a riot when the cops want it to be a riot. Until then, it's a protest. I think, Onyx, that if we dedicated the titanic amount of resources that are put into law enforcement, into social services to make the quality of life better for individuals, there would be less crime. Cops don't need fucking APCs. Fuck's sake, they don't need goddamn law missile launchers either. That shit's for the military. Why are the cops getting military surplus gear? Son of Yahweh, I do not espouse slavery to an imaginary friend. I like Jesus. Be more like Jesus. I know you can. Ooh, bringing up the Jews, are you, Chris? Poor choice. I've got numerous Jewish family members, and one of them, my aunt, is being a financial broker for me and making me more money. Because, well, that's what she does for a living. She is a stockmonger. Yeah, a sword cutting through the bullshit. You can use a sword to defend someone just as well as you can to hurt someone. Because that's why I've got my pointy stick. If someone wants to be violent in my presence, I'll get the pointy stick. And I will use the pointy stick to encourage them to stop. First, by brandishing it at them, going, I will use this if you do not stop. And if they do not stop, I will use it. I'd rather not use it. But it is a tool at my disposal because violence is the last resort. It is still a resort. Just the last one. Am I pro-communist? I feel like you're trying to get me a gotcha moment, but communism has some good ideology. Automate the means of production, sapient. That's my presidential campaign slogan. Does that make me a communist? Makes me an automationist. Because I want to automate the means of production so people can spend their existence, instead of digging ditches and cleaning latrines, doing what they love. I am far from innocent. Matt, I'm glad I scare you. You're the exact kind of person I don't like, and if I make you feel afraid, good. I'll never hurt you unless you hurt someone else in my presence. Or you try to hurt me. Don't try to hurt me. I'm a biter. I will sink my teeth into your flesh and I will try and gouge your eyeballs out. Because there's no such thing as a fair fight. If I can rip your genitals off, I will. Because you're trying to hurt me. And if you're trying to hurt me, that means you're trying to kill me. And if you try to kill me, I'll try and kill you first. So don't try to kill me. It is not in your best interest. I do not have any Jewish heritage, Chris. I just have Jewish relatives. They married into my clan. If everyone's needs are met and some of their desires are met, I feel the world would be a better place and there'd be less crime because everyone's needs are met. If everyone has healthcare, a home, food, clothing, running water, psychiatric aid if they need it, I think the world would be a better place. And I feel like we can do that, but the system that we are using does not allow for it because those things are direct opposition to what it supports. I don't know why people support capitalism when the capitalists would fuck you over in a heartbeat if they could. They don't care about you. They see you as a tool to be used and discarded when broken. I don't know why you're okay with being a tool for the people in power and do nothing against it. You're a fucking human and you deserve to have nice things because everyone deserves to have nice things to do the things they love. And that's what I'm working on. And you, Chris, despite the lovely conversation I have had with you, you get to be excused from the chat. Actually, no, I'll time you out. Maybe you'll learn why hating the Jews is really fucking stupid. Don't be stupid. You can be smart. Stop the stupid. No, you just have 1% Jewish lineage. 1% of your DNA comes from a certain ethnic group, Lotus. Do you follow the Jewish faith? I figure that's what makes you Jewish. November 3rd, preparing for a shit show. One way or the other. Just like the last time we were doing this song and dance. Everyone needs mental health. Did I say black people needed mental health? No, I said the world would be a better place if everyone who needed mental health could get it. Regardless of what flavor of humanity they are, they're still human. They are part of everyone. Stop trying to do the gotcha game. Son of Yahweh, I know enough about the Bible to know that Satan was the good guy and Jesus was fucking awesome. That's all I need to know about Christianity. The God in the Bible seems like a fucking tyrant to me. How many commandments are no other gods before me? I am the only God. Worship me, me. Some good messages were thrown in there, but when the first three commandments are being jealous, I don't want to worship a jealous God. Sounds like a failure of a God. I believe that technology would be better if anyone who wanted to invent better technology could do so, Lotus. You don't need cash incentive to get people to do stuff that they like. Look at the free modding scene for video games. People dedicating years of their life in some of those projects just because they want to. They're innovating for the games. And if people didn't need to work for a paycheck and could just do what they fucking loved, I think we'd have more innovation instead of trying to monetize innovation. It's not going to happen. No idea what that acronym stands for, Son of Yahweh. Matt, I would not want to have you as a friend based off what you have said. You sound like the kind of person I would have arguments with where you would scream at me that I'm wrong and then throw a hissy fit and walk away when I didn't agree with you. Grow up. Reevaluate your life. Be a better person. I know you can be. I think the corporation supporting BLM, good folks. They might just be doing it for a publicity stunt, but you are giving resources to individuals that need resources. Cool. I just hope the folks in the BLM movement are using those resources the most efficient way possible. Last few questions before I call it for a night, folks. I've studied them enough, son of Yahweh, that it's all I need to know. I'm not going to look for some deeper spiritual meaning when I'm a person who doesn't believe in the spirit. Your brain is powered by salt ions and a lump of fat that is a communal group of single-celled organisms that decide to work together to encase itself in a mineral endoskeleton to pilot a meat suit. Miss me if that mysticism bullshit. Just the facts. Favorite conspiracy theory? 9/11 was an inside job because I lived through that shit. I dealt with the aftermath of that going through my teen years. Oh, so yeah. Seattle occupied territory? If they do it, cool. Make it fucking happen. Snag an iconic landmark of Seattle. Thank you for that, Minnie. Yep. Thank you for the reminder, AutoZone. I will definitely look at that once this is done. Yeah, I hate billionaires. Every single billionaire. No one needs $1 billion. You could live your life in the lap of fucking luxury with $5 million. You could literally do damn near anything you wanted with that much money. You could have everything you wanted, but I find experiences are more valuable than things. It's just a thing. Yeah, the meat suit can feel pretty awesome. And hey, have a meat suit stored up in cryogenic freezings for when you want to be organic for a while. Just keep the metal brain inserted into it. Yep. My pleasure, son of Yahweh. And I think that'll be it, folks. It's been 2 hours and 7 minutes. So, this has been Ragebrew doing a Q&A. Until next time, Black Lives Matter. Automate the means of production. Go forth and conquer. Bye for now.